Hello all, hope you all are doing good. I'm really happy to welcome you all with an interesting lesson. Today we are going to see the second lesson, Bambi, written by Felix Salten. Repeat it after me, children. Bambi, written by Felix Salten. As you see in the picture, the story is about a deer. First, let us see the characters of the story. In this story, we have only three characters. The first character is Bambi, a male deer and the main character of the story. Second one is Feline, a female deer and the friend of Bambi. Finally, an old stag, an adult male deer. Before we start this lesson, let us know what is a fawn and what is a stag. As you see in this picture, fawn is a young deer and stag is an old or adult deer. Now let us start this lesson. Bambi was a roe deer. Roe deer is a kind in deer. Bambi was neither a fawn nor a stag. We already know what is fawn and what is stag, right? So our Bambi is not a young deer and it is not a very old one also. It is a small or a middle-aged deer as you see in this picture. He was playing with Feline. Feline is the friend of Bambi. So both Bambi and Feline had been playing for a while. And then Bambi fell asleep. While he was sleeping, he heard a voice. Suddenly he woke up. He thought Feline was calling him. He looked around, but Feline was not there. But he remembered when he lay down, Feline was standing near him and nibbling leaves. Nibbing, which means eating. So Feline was eating leaves when Bambi fell asleep. But now she is not around him. So he started to search her. Again Bambi heard the voice like come, come. The voice was very clear, thin as a bird's twittering and tender. Here the meaning of the word twittering is the sound of a bird. So generally sound of all birds are called as twittering and tender, soft. So the voice was very clear and very soft like a sound of a bird. Bambi confirmed that voice was Feline's voice. So he started to run. While he was running fast, he saw the old stag. The royal stag was standing in front of him and barring the path. The meaning of the word barring is blocking. So the old stag was blocking the way. But our Bambi was in an urge to save Feline. He had no time for the stag now. So he just greeted him hastily and tried to hurry by. So here I have highlighted greeted and hastily. The meaning of the word greeted is wished and hastily, which means quickly. So Bambi wished the stag quickly and tried to move fast. But the stag was not ready to leave him. He stopped him and asked, "Where are you going?" Bambi replied, "To Feline." Stag said, "Do not go." But Bambi responded like, "She is calling me." The stag said in return that, "No, she is not calling." Again, while they were doing this conversation, he heard the same sound, "Come," which was very thin as a bird's twittering. By hearing that, he said to the stag that, I know her voice. I will come right back. But the stag said sadly, no, you will never come back, never again. Again the call came now. Bambi said, I must go. For this, the old stag declared in a commanding voice that then we will go together. Quickly, said Bambi and bounded off. Here we have a word bounded, which means jumped. After saying quickly, Bambi jumped to run fast. When the old stag saw Bambi was going fast, he said, no, slowly, stay behind me. Move one step at a time. No matter how often the call comes, do not stir from my side. Here we have the word stir, which means move. So do not move from my side. Bambi obeyed him silently. The stag advanced slowly. Bambi was amazed and he admired the old stag while they were gliding through the bushes. So here I have highlighted gliding, which means moving smoothly and without effort. He admired like how cleverly the old stag moved. Not a sound came from under his hoofs. Not a leaf was disturbed. Not a twig snapped. So here you can see the word hooves, which means the feet of an animal, and a twig, which is a piece of wood, snapped without breaking anything. So he moved without breaking even a piece of wood. So as you see in the picture, Bambi and the old stag, they both are going together to search feline. Whether they found feline, let us see in the next class. Before we wind up, let us read the list of vocabularies that we learned in this class. Read it along with me, children. Fawn, a young deer. Stag, an old male deer. Nibbing, eating. Twittering, sound of birds. Barring, blocking. Greeted, wished. Hastily, quickly. Bounded, jump forward. Stood, move. Advanced, moved forward. Gliding, moving smoothly. Hooves, feet. Twig, a small piece of wood. Snapped, moved without breaking. So here we have 14 vocabularies. Hope you all will learn this before our next class. Thank you, children.